Have you ever felt that knot in your stomach, questioning if you're making the right decision as an entrepreneur? Or maybe you're stuck, frozen by endless what ifs swirling around your head. Guess what? You're not alone. Uncertainty isn't a sign that you're failing. It's actually a sign that you're growing. In fact, every successful entrepreneur has been there. Today, I will be breaking down why feeling uncertain is totally normal. And most importantly, how to keep moving forward anyway. By the end of this video, you will walk away with some actionable strategies to embrace the unknown, face your fears, and continue to grind towards your future dreams. If you're ready to tackle that uncertainty and turn it into confidence, then this is the video for you. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Creative on the Grind podcast. It's your girl, Deandra, luxury balloon designer and creative business coach, here to help creatives like you build brands you love. I feel like I have been doing a lot. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back into doing a crossover podcast and YouTube. So if you want to watch it on YouTube, you can watch it on YouTube. If you want to listen to it on a podcast, you can listen on a podcast. Doing both, I have so much on my plate, I cannot do both. So I'm going to just give you guys this value and you can figure out what format works best for you for engagement. So let's dive in. So for starters, I want to just normalize uncertainty. I feel like uncertainty is something that everyone experiences at some point, especially when you are about to start something new or on the brink of a huge breakthrough. Uncertainty will kick in. And I feel like when a lot of people, especially entrepreneurs, when you're faced with uncertainty, you take that uncertainty and you turn it into self-doubt, and all of your fears start to come up, and it could put you on pause. And instead of working through that uncertainty, a lot of people back out and don't push forward. So that's why I want to normalize it, because it's totally normal. So keep that in mind. And I want you to know that uncertainty does not mean there's something wrong. It's actually your brain trying to balance the idea of entering this new risk or even the losses that you may encounter from starting this new endeavor. So your mind is constantly weighing on the what ifs to keep you safe. It's actually like a survival mechanism, and it's just something that we all encounter. I want you to give yourself time to process, especially when you feel uncertainty and you encounter it. Think about it, take a step back. And this is what I feel like will help a lot of entrepreneurs is when you encounter a situation or you feel uncertain, you feel unsure, take that moment to reflect and pause instead of just either making a rational decision or backing out, quitting, putting it on hold, procrastinating, all of those things that will come up. Take a step back and analyze it and ask yourself questions like, why do I feel uncertain about this? What are the pros and cons? How can I move forward? Even just if it's like a baby step, try to figure that out for yourself, because then that will help you keep pushing forward. So the next strategy is to challenge the need for certainty. Why do you have to be certain about the situation that you are about to embark on? Why can't you just live in the moment and see what happens? I know that it can be scary, and this is referring to life and also entrepreneurship. If you decide you want to start that business or invest in maybe a marketing ad or marketing funnel, whatever the case may be, and you're very uncertain, why do you need certainty in order to keep moving forward? Ask yourself, like, what's the worst case scenario in this situation? Is it really as bad as I think it is? And when you ask yourself these questions, it helps you deep dive more in depth so that you can come up with a semi-solution to keep you moving, because that's what we need. We just need a little bit of something to keep us moving forward. For me personally, I used to always want certainty in things. So I would always ask tons of questions, which I feel like it's not a bad thing. It's always good to be curious and ask questions. But sometimes I would ask so many things or think about it so much that I just never pursued it or put it on pause and never return to it. So from now on, I just ask myself some questions and I keep it moving. And within that, I also practice mindfulness. When you take the time to just focus on the present moment, it helps you so much. And I feel like a lot of us don't even realize that we're always either thinking way in the future or in the past. And something that my therapist told me, she says, when you're thinking about the past, it causes depression. And when you're thinking about the future, it causes anxiety. And that's why we feel depressed when we think about our past, and very much so anxiety when we think about our futures. And it's, like I said, very normal. It's just things you have to work through, and also just learn self-awareness and why things are coming up when you are faced with uncertainty. Another thing that I do to practice mindfulness is I just let go of the what ifs, and I also take deep breaths. I'm telling you, taking even like box breaths, taking 4-second inhales, 4-second hold, and 4-second out breaths will help you so much with just being present, staying in the moment so that you can make the right decisions And as we are talking in this episode, keep moving forward. When you're challenging uncertainty, you have to also learn how to accept the unknown. Because, like I said, life is full of unknowns. You never know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen in the next 3 hours. I've seen things in my life shift within 24 hours, and it just blows my mind. We just need to know that we have no control over what's going to come. If you're very much so uncertain, that's okay. It's good. That's a good thing. I'm just really trying to focus on the message of not letting uncertainty hold you back. Because when I run into people and I talk to them, they just feel really uncertain about whatever it is that they want to pursue, so they don't pursue it. And leaning into this topic and understanding it more and learning how to process it will help you so much with getting through it, because that's the only way that you're going to get to the other side. And personal story, I feel like there were so many times when I feel like I needed a guarantee in order to make a decision. But I also then learned that there's so much magic in just letting things unfold and just taking the leap anyway. Personally, when I started my business, I was just putting out money, investing in this business. I did not know what was going to happen. I was already like I said, laid off. So I'm over here investing money, investing all this time and everything that I have and the little that I had at that time. I just trusted it. And I was so uncertain. But honestly, when you're starting a business and you're growing a business, there's really no guarantees the entire journey. Everything is risk and then trusting the process that you will receive your rewards. And 9 times out of 10, when you keep putting in that hard work, the rewards do come. You just have to challenge yourself and challenge your thoughts and keep pushing forward. And the third strategy is to learn to accept uncertainty. And with that, acceptance doesn't mean that you are giving up. It means you're taking action despite of fear. And like I said before, by staying in the present, focus on what you can control today. And I'm telling you, the rest will unfold on its own time. So when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I break things down into smaller, manageable tasks. And that helps a lot as well with alleviating uncertainty. When it is a decision, you can break it down, and maybe you don't have to make such a big, drastic change or shift. Maybe it could be broken down to something a little bit more digestible, so that you feel more comfortable moving forward and leaning on that. And also just don't believe everything that you think, because not every thought is true or helpful. And 9 times out of 10, we have a lot of thoughts that are processing in our mind. And if we were to listen to everything that our mind tells us, we probably would be just sitting like a vegetable on the couch, not doing anything. And just so you know, for context, when you have maybe even like negative thoughts or negative self-talk, these are things that people have told you in your past, or something that you've heard on TV, or something that you heard said to someone else. Whatever the case may be, this is something that is embedded in your thoughts, and it's up to you to reframe these thoughts to keep you moving. I feel like that's what holds a lot of people back as well, is just like past thoughts and what people have said. I know there's probably notions of being an entrepreneur is too hard, 90% of businesses fail, all of these things, and there's so many successful businesses. So if you let those things get in your way, of course you're going to be uncertain. You're going to be scared. You're not going to want to do anything. But how about you look at the brighter side and look at the successful businesses that are still open, still moving? You could be one of those success stories. Don't look at the negative of, oh, I don't know if my business is going to make it, or I don't think I'm good enough. Because boom, there you go. Uncertainty is going to be knocking on your door. And I want you to learn how to just do things scared. I feel like for me, I'm always doing something that terrifies me. I'm always on to the next thing. I've learned to just enjoy things that scare me. I've just learned that there's so many amazing rewards when you do face what scares you. And I think once you start doing it a few times, then you'll start to be like, you know what? If it works out, it wasn't meant to be. And you keep it pushing. Like, I've just learned how to just keep it pushing. And when you learn that, uncertainty will not bother you anymore. And I have to say, I don't feel moments of uncertainty, but don't want to just let it sit there and fester in your mind. You just want to keep it going and do it scared. This year, I want to see a lot more people doing what they say they want to do. I feel like I run across so many people who just talk and say, I want to start a business, or it's been a goal of mine, and all of these words, like no action. And the action is not showing up because you're scared to do it scared. That's it. But you have to make sure it's also aligned with you. Make sure it's something that you actually want to do. And that's another thing. It's all about alignment. Sometimes you don't do things because maybe it's not something that you're supposed to do. And maybe you really don't want to do whatever that thing is. So that's why your body's not allowing you to do it. That's when you need time to reflect and see what it is that you really want to do so that you can do it with ease. Like for me personally, I just went through this. I've been trying to do like a content strategy for a long time. And I've been listening to all of these content creators and all content gurus saying, you need to do this type of content. You need to do this type of content. Like, I feel like I had to dig a little deeper and learn myself. I'm a problem solver. I love solving problems. So my content needs to be problem and solution based content where I'm really focused on a problem. Like, for example, this video, uncertainty. Now we're going to find solutions so that you can get over that. And I had to find that out about myself, do a little bit more introspective work to see how I can move forward and do things that work out for me. So just because someone is running a business or offering a service that seems cool, maybe it's not aligned with you, and you have to figure out what works best for you so that you can actually execute and do it. There's so many solutions that I can give, and it's just up to you to figure out which way is best for you. And you can learn from others. I feel like learning from others is so helpful as well. But take everything also with a grain of salt. Because one thing that I feel like creates uncertainty as well is looking at someone else and seeing how they're doing things and their exact processes. And you're looking at yourself like, I don't think I could do it that way. That's good. No, you shouldn't do it that way. Maybe find your own way, because your way may be way easier. There's like sometimes a million ways to do something, and find your own way. For example, in my industry, I swear to you, there's so many ways that people do balloon installations. There's no one right way. Everyone has their own way of doing it. And I can't sit here and say that way is wrong. I could probably look at it and be like, that's taking a longer time. It's not time efficient, but it doesn't mean it's wrong. And that's another thing too, is you're uncertain in your skills. You're uncertain in your processes, and you shouldn't be, because this is how you do it. And this is what makes you feel comfortable. So it's up to us to find what makes us feel good. And that's when you need to tap into that self-awareness and feel how your body feels when you're doing whatever it is that you're doing. So if you feel like a flow state, you can flow, it's just moving and it just feels so good. That means you're aligned. You are where you're supposed to be. But if it feels frustrating, you want to just throw it to the side, it's just not going well after numerous amounts of time, maybe it's either time for you to take a step back and take a break and let your creative juices flow and get back to it, or toss it to the side and start something new. This is the only way you're going to continue to push through this uncertainty. And again, for those who want to start a business, this is the only way. Because in 2025, I don't want to hear nobody saying, I want to start a business. I want to hear you say, I'm starting a business. The business is getting started. The business name is this. I have my website, perfecting my skills. We're getting it going. Okay. We're not letting uncertainty hold us back no more. With that being said, if you're feeling uncertain about anything, drop it in the comments below. I would love to hear it. And I would love to give you some support however I can to help you get through that uncertainty, because it's not needed. Like I said, always take your time, as much time as you need to, get through the process, but don't let it hinder you and don't let it stop you from fulfilling your dreams. I always say this, we all have one life to live. How about you live it to the fullest? How about you do whatever it is that you're passionate about and get out there and show your skills and your talents to the world, because it's in you. It's in everyone. Everyone was blessed with something. It's just you have to take the time to find that strength and wisdom and be willing to put it out there. Not even caring what your friends and family will think, because that's what another thing that causes uncertainty is wondering what everyone else is going to think. No one cares, because 9 times out of 10, whatever you're selling, whatever services you're providing is not for them. It's for someone who could be anywhere in the world, and they come across you, or they come across your services or your products, and they just align with it. Okay. So I hope that these strategies and tools have helped you. Leave a comment below and let's push through this uncertainty. And that's all for this episode. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I will be launching a creative business membership pretty soon called Creative on the Grind Collective. So if you want to get on the wait list, the link will be in the description below. And I will be back next week with another video. Until then, stay creative and stay on the grind. Bye.